see. So you have a neck, so you have a design like this. You have a bust dart at this side, and then here you have just a waist dart. So this is the kind of design you want to do. Now there's no way you can use a half block to do this design. Now in analysis, let's analyze the design. This means that I would have to move this bust dart, this waist dart to my bust, so that I'll have one big bust dart for the left section. Then for the right, it is only a waist dart. This means I must move my bust to my waist and have one big waist dart, and then I'm done. So let's try this design. I'm going to just slash this. No, you must start off by finding your apex, and then you connect and connect, and I'm going to do the same thing here. So let the show begin. So I have cut this, then I'll come and cut this one as well. So I slash all the way to the apex, and then what I'm going to do is to close my waist dart and open just the bust even bigger. So I have one big bust dart, and then this area, or the right side, it is only a waist dart. How do I do that? All I'm going to do is to cut this bust dart and bring it to my waist area. So let me slash this. If I don't slash this, there's no way this one can come here. So you must slash it. Once again, that transfer is just for the creative purpose. And then it's usually 70% or 90% of it is for the creative purpose. The other purpose is functional. Maybe you have to move the dart to be able to draw something there. That's why you are doing that. So now look at what I'm going to do here as well. I'm just going to close my bust dart all the way like this. So I'm done with my design. So if you look at the design carefully, okay, I had just a bust dart on the left hand side, and then I have just a waist dart here. This is what makes it an asymmetric design, because what I have here is not the same as what I have here. For that reason, I needed a full block. A full block means you have the same thing here, the same thing there. Then now you can do different design here and do different design here. If you have a half of a block, you can't do something different here and something different here. So asymmetric is going to run through everything you do, ladies and gentlemen. There are other beautiful designs in the big design book. So let's move to the big design book and then watch those designs and how to do them. But the process is going to be the same. So let's move to the big design book. Okay, so ladies and gentlemen, I'm just taking you through everything I have just done with you again. It's just that this time it's in the book. So just go to page 8 to 82 and then 83. That's where we are going to start from. So once again, we are just going to learn how to manipulate the dart, how to move your dart around. So now when you look at this diagram here, this is a borders block, and all the lines they have drawn inside tells you the different areas that you can move your dart to, and then the names it can be given to them. So 83 is where everything begins from. So, but one thing you are watching, or one thing you can see, is that even if you are moving a dart to your shoulder, you realize that you will still need the bust point, which is your apex, where we spoke about. You must always draw a line from wherever you want it to be all the way to your apex. Sorry. Now in this book, because it is to help you understand something, what they have done is they have just one dart to be teaching you in the book. So they have just the waist dart, and it's big. This means that they've just done, I just want you to know that we won't be seeing a bust dart and then a waist dart to be moved. For teaching purposes, it is just one dart, which is AB. So we are going to go through and you would even understand it way better. Now, let's move to the next page. Now, in this page, we have a center front waist dart. So what they have done is that they've moved, if you look at the design, now all the designs I'll be showing you, they are wearing dresses and the dress has lines inside. So don't watch the straight lines, but rather this is the dart and this is the dart. So if you are looking at half of this design, you realize that bust and waist dart has been moved to the center of the front. And if you look at the design very well, there's no waist dart and there's no bust dart, but there is that center dart. So how can we achieve this simple thing? It's extremely simple. Now let's go through using the same process that I just spoke to you about. So let's start the show. Now, pattern plot or figure 1. If you look at figure 1, yes, AB is the dart. Then they want to move the dart to the center front waist. So they drew a line from that point all the way to where their bust point, and they've written slash line. So what they are going to do, so this is figure 1. Now let's go to figure 2. So let's come to figure 2. And I'm referring to page 84. So in page 84, figure 2, look at what they are telling you. Like I said, don't really read, just watch the pictures and pay attention. So they are saying that slash, or they've written here that cut, okay, and that was where the slash line we drew, slash all the way to where your apex. Now let's go to figure 3. Now when you come to figure 3, don't forget in figure 2, AB was the dart, but we want to move that dart to this point. So now let's go to figure 3. Now they are telling you that figure 3, AB has been what? They've written close here. And then when you look at the center area, now the dart has been done there. And if you remember, I told you that whenever you are drawing the dart, just come in about ½ inch to 1 inch and then draw from that point all the way to this area. So the dart has been transferred from your regular waist dart to your center front. And when they finish, they came to add their 5/8 all around. They are adding ½ inch. We do 5/8. So just concentrate on your seam allowance. So you put it all around. And then now look at the kind of dart they have. Now for them, you remember I told you that when you have a very big dart, it is called wide dart. So when you finish sewing, you have to trim everything to 5/8. So for them, they are not going to draw a very big dart from here to here. They've just drawn the dart and then drawn inside 5/8. But don't let that confuse you. Just follow my own because you're a beginner. So you draw from this point to that point. So when you go and sew, you are going to get this design the lady is wearing. So there will be no waist dart, there will be no bust dart, but a center front dart. Maybe this didn't go well with you. Let's go to another design. Okay, so let's look at this sister here who is laughing beautifully. Now if you look at the neck, the dart has been moved to the neck. And once again, when you see neck, because this is the full design, rather look at it in half. Now when you come to half, it means that, and when you analyze the design, you realize that there is no waist dart, there's no bust dart, but there's a neck dart. This simply means that the waist and the bust dart has been moved to where? The neck. Now how do we do that? If you want to do it, in your borders block, you have a bust here and you have a waist here. This means you must just transfer your bust dart and your waist dart to your center front neck. And then that is all. So how is that going to be done? Now they told you that center front neck, this is the center front neck, that's what we call CF neck. They slash from that point all the way to your bust point. And for you to know where your bust point is what? Bust and waistline, where they meet, that's your bust point. So you now have your bust point. I warned you that for them they'll be using one dart to make it easier for you to understand. Now let's go and see how it will be done. Now AB is here, that is the dart. Now they drew the slash line and they've written here cut, so you can see them cut through. Then let's move to figure 3. Like I said, only pay attention to figure 1, figure 2, figure 3 all the way going. So let's go to figure 3. Now they are telling you that AB has been closed. They've written it here. Then when you look at this area, now the neck has been opened. This means that the dart has been transferred from the waist to the bust. For you, you will not only transfer just the waist dart, but your bust and your waist